change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. They over the hilltop, I see them right there. They'll wait for the kill shot, they'll sit and they'll stare. If we got a real shot for us, it's up there. We're hopeless if we stop, they'll kill us right here. Living in death's den, run through the best winds, storming the front gates. Whatever gets us in, whatever gets us over, whatever helps us win, whatever we must do. Rescuing our kids, as long as they get through it, don't matter if we live. God chose to bless you, I'll take all that death gives. I'm here till this war ends, in memory of dead friends. Hope of a new way when all of this death ends. Who can we call on? It's me and it's all y'all. We're here by our lonesome, nobody to fall on. Flesh in the dirt, fire to ashes. Fate getting closer every moment that passes. Running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. Show me a safe place, does it exist? It must be a wasteland where nobody lives, that nobody knows of, where nobody's been. Where we at is warfare, every kind you can get. What you can't get is real love and fucking respect. Set up for failure, a life of neglect. If none of us stand up, we'll live with regrets. If we rise, we might die, I call that a good death. What would I live for if I am oppressed? How can I raise up with the world on my chest? Who's gonna save us if you and I rest? They shoot us in cold blood when under arrest. Lock us in cold cells, consider it home now. Cut off from emotion, our feelings are stone now. Our buildings are blown out, the madness is so loud. It's dark and there's no sound, we gotta go now. Running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. The illness is prevalent, natives malevolent. Hunger, starvation now, no hope for a heaven sent. Kiss the babies goodbye, say I love you to wives. Grab your weapons, get your steps in, we gon' ride when it rise. The sun mean what when it's blinding your eyes? Put the wind to your back, leave them facing the sky. Put the pain in the dirt, raise your bloody fist high. Use your brain, do the work, strategize and survive. The rush of the dust up, the thrill of the gun bust. The satisfaction of our reaction when there's no one to help us. The spoils of war, the hunger for more. The passion of how we smash what we hate through the floor. The rage, the loneliness of dead on the page. To cleanse this land, gotta burn more than just sage. Crush the cage, body and soul unafraid. Kill them all and set them ablaze. No running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. The tick is still going, the whip is still gassed up, the heat is still loaded. Safety switch off though, cause I don't just hold it. It's all about survival now and nothing here is holy. Every man for himself and the family member he holding. Pick the fruit from the vine and the government said he stole it. See the truth over time, it'll feel like you fucking wrote it. Put the pen to the future in hopes that you can unfold it. Your space and time stolen, and no one's seen the omens. Armageddon from heaven, it seems hell is overflowing. Money is an illusion and Lady Liberty hoeing. Somebody offer me paradise, I don't think that I'm going. This is a broken promised land, all of the people choking. They reach for the blood puddle where someone they love soaking. It hurts and the wound's open, I shake but I'm still focused. I wade through these fucking locusts, each wave and just keep holding. War drums banging, the last limbs hanging from the center of the planet where the bomb just landed. The whole whole shit shattered here. No one understands it here. Mushroom cloud breakthrough, crashing through the atmosphere. Shock on the face of the moon. This universe never had a clue Earth would burn this soon. We the dead flesh, this rock is the tomb. To the box from the womb, but I'ma hold on to the lava consumes me and you. Till the prophets come on rockets and boom. Salutes. Welcome back to Shy Ill Reacts. I am your host, Shy Ill, and we are back in the building, back at it like bad habits. Salutes to the usual suspects in the building. Right? Everybody having a good day on this on this lovely Monday afternoon. Salutes to y'all. Hope everybody getting it on this Monday. Everybody up and after it on this Monday. Monday is the day that starts it all. To get after it. Some of us are 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Others start on Monday. All right? Salutes to you. Salutes to your hustle. And I hope you out there getting the bag. All right? If you haven't gotten it already, salutes to you. I appreciate you being here. All right? We hanging out. Got a couple of things to check out today. Salutes. All right? Shout out to Ivan. Ivan said he'll be back at 7 p.m. I don't know what time zone that is, but salutes to Ivan. All right? Appreciate you. Shout out Weddle. Weddle say, yo, what's good, Shy? Second stream of the day. Back at it like a crack addict. Technically, the first one was a premiere, but I'll take it because I'll be in there for the premieres for the when we upload the video around here. All right. Salutes to you. I appreciate you being here. Zoraida, per usual. Appreciate you. Salutes, Young Jizzle. Salutes 298 Sosa on the check-in. All right. It's a familiar situation right now. I love it. Shout out Rilo. Right? And salutes the homie Big June. Right? Salutes to you, my brother. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. For y'all, I'm going to be repeating it all night as long as I'm here. Salutes Jessica Chavez in the building. Salutes Chuck Chingon on the check-in. I will be screaming it every chance that I remember. If I forget, y'all remind me in the chat whenever you see a little surge of people in here. All right, we trying to get some of these people. It looks like 35 to 40% of the people that watch my channel are subscribed. It's 60% or more that are not subscribed. All right, we're looking to get the 9 subscribers that we need, 10 subscribers, 12 subscribers to cross this 7,000 subscriber threshold today before this live stream is over. All right. All right, I'm looking to give away 5 gift memberships, 10 gift memberships today. All right, a feature that I figured out that YouTube allows me to do. I want to give away some memberships for a month. I want to get some stuff popping around here. So let's push subscriptions today. Let's get subscriptions. If you out there listening and you one of the concurrent viewers in here and you have yet to subscribe, please do so. All right, the least you could do is hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you can stay abreast of the situation and know when we up in here. All right. We are trying to grow this channel by every means except for fake shit. Salute. So to the Ghost Watchers, salute Chucky Chingon. To the Ghost Watchers, get your subscriptions in today, right? Hit that subscription button. It doesn't cost you a thing. Salutes. You're going to be in here watching anyway, right? Felicidades. Salutes. Big June said, let's tap that like button. We need to show some love to the channel and get them numbers up. Absolutely, all right? Let's do ourselves a favor and make this channel undeniable to YouTube. All right? Undeniable. Salutes. I appreciate everybody for being here.
a little bit forward in the show. We get some people in here. For those, there might be go on, hit the money sign and see if there's a section that says membership gifting, and see if it allows you to accept gifts. So make sure you guys got your accept gifts on, or when I do put up the giveaway memberships, make sure you hit accept gifts. So what happens is, let's say I give out 5 the first time, what YouTube will do is it'll find the 5 people most active on this channel in that chat, from my understanding, and it'll gift them the membership. All right, but you have to have it on for you to be able to accept it. All right, salutes. I appreciate you guys being here. A couple of things I wanted to check out. Shout out Big Blanc. He dropped off a video in the Discord today that I want to check out. It's a video, Johnnie Mitchel video with Ed Calderon. All right, Ed Calderon was a Mexican police officer, Mexican, military, I think, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't covered a lot of his stuff. There's some of his stuff that I would like to cover in the future. But it's a conversation between him and Johnnie Mitchel. I want to check that out. What else did I want to talk about today? Wanted to talk about that. And yeah, pretty much hang out, give away some memberships, and see where we go from there. Also, I spoke to a family member of young Johnnie Amir Rivera. Right, again, it's a sad story. The story we covered the other day of the 17-year-old boy that was unalived on, I believe it was Tuesday. I had questions. I was under the impression that somebody ran up on the kid's apartment complex and aired it out, but no, this is basically whatever was happening across the street at the school. That crossfire went off into the building side of things and hit the young man in the chest. So again, rest in peace, Johnnie. Rest in peace, J Money. Salutes to you. You deserved better. All right, we failed another one, young man. So salutes to you. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with y'all. Also, the young man will be charged as an adult, the 16-year-old that did it. And there's an article that I ran into that I might read before this live stream is over. So I'll cut that and this together. So salutes. I appreciate y'all for being here, being patient with me. Again, super thanks, super chats, super stickers are on. We also have the TTS, text-to-speech links. Here we go. All right, I'll drop those. Got the text-to-speech links right here. Bow. All right, again, if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, I'm going to annoy you motherfuckers tonight. If you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please do. Let's cross this 7,000 threshold today as we creep closer to 10,000 subs, all right? Salutes. Again, that's the text-to-speech. You can have your message pop up on the screen for a $2 minimum donation, and it would look something like this.
Test user sent $50 test message.
All right, there you have it. So if you want to interrupt my show, $2 minimum donation, you can find that link in the description, and you can find that link in the live chat. Salutes. Let's see what we got here. 298 says, you hear about the Florida rapper Fulio? Yes. I'll say this about Fulio. I've been not anticipating, not wanting, but waiting for this to happen. The first time I heard about him, I believe, was the song where they were asking, I forget the kid's name. They were talking about where's this kid at when they knew that they had did him in, you know? And this guy was doing videos at people's graves and shit like that. Like, that stuff doesn't go unchecked forever. I'm surprised it took this long, really, if you ask me. It's a tragic thing, but it's an everyday thing. Um, you know, salutes to his family, condolences to them, but there's a lot of relieved people now that he's gone. You know, a lot of families that had to listen to him spew that shit about them, and you know, they chilling now. They probably celebrating his demise. All right. Seemed like a sloppy situation. We just went to, you know, he's going to his birthday party. He's a wanted man, and he letting everybody know where he at. So it was a very strange thing. All right. Salutes. Yeah, his birthday party. Likewise, Rollo. Sure, yeah. So that's what I say about that, man. It's a tragic situation, but Shorty was begging for that. All right, he was begging for it. Begging for it. What else? Let me drop a couple more links up in here. Appreciate the likes. Hit the like button if you have yet to hit the like button. I'm assuming everybody in here is subscribed. If you have yet to subscribe, please do so. Let's cross this 7,000 threshold. If we don't, I'll be sad and disappointed, but I will live to fight another day. It is what it is. Also, for other sneakerheads that be in the chat, I plan on putting some steals up in some of the sneaker sites that I work with. And I figured if I'm going to give the steals over there, I'm going to offer them to you guys first in the Discord. So I'm going to put some, I'm going to list some of the kicks that we have for sale in the Discord. Why would I give everybody else first dibs? So I'll give y'all first dibs, and whatever don't go there, boom, I'll push over there. No big deal. Rilo said, karma is a MF. Absolutely. Or does it exist sometimes? I was listening to Charleston White talk about karma. It's like, I do see a lot of dudes that been begging for karma, and they don't get it. A lot of different people. From a lot of different places that don't get their karma. There's politicians that don't get their karma. But, you know, us people that ain't connected, we get ours. Here's the Surviving El Chapo link right here. Here is the Cartel Wives. For those that have missed out. Here's the link to our Discord. Join our Discord. All right, it's been popping in the Discord. Everybody in there having good conversation and community. All right. We got a bunch of different sections in there. So salutes. So here's our Discord link. All right. People leave during the housekeeping, but the housekeeping got to get done. Or I'm gonna start doing it in the middle of the show. It got to get done. We got to get these links out there. And here's our Flores Twins exclusives. All right. And we got our True Crime playlist. Do we even have a Cartel? Because that Cartel Chronicles playlist has grown a lot. We don't have it in here. I'm going to have to put it in here for next time. We also have the Cartel Chronicles that's growing a lot. That's basically when we talk cartel stuff that isn't focused on the Flores Twins or the Wives. All right. Again, salutes to y'all. Make sure we got no messages here. Boom. Tomorrow I'm going to shoot a video that's going to be members only. That's going to be dope. Again, we're going to give away 5-10 memberships today, depending how many people we got that come in. And I'm hoping we cross this 7,000. With that said, let's get it. We are going to react to Cartel's Love Her. Ed Calderon reveals how Mexico's new president will strengthen the rug cartels. All right? This is on Johnnie Mitchell. I'll drop a link to the video in the chat. Copy. We'll give it a, here, I'll do that on screen. Paste. Boom. There you go. That's for the original video. I'll do this here. No. All right. We'll give them a like. All right. We'll hit the like button. Boom. Johnnie Mitchell. Let's get it. Salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Let's hang out for a bit. Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. If you're sober, here's a hug for you. Salute. Stay hydrated, y'all. Let's get it.
Mexico just went through an election. They elected the first female Jewish leftist party candidate. Not getting a lot of attention, actually, in the international press, which is surprising. But especially downplaying the fact that out of 20,000 candidates running for federal, state, local office, we have, on record at least, 137 assassinations. This is coming where...
Shit.
137 assassinations of local people running for office, all kind of different offices. 100. Imagine if we had on this side 137 aspiring politicians get murked. That's crazy.
There's graduation parties of American kids taking keg stands and puking on donkeys in Cabo, and then in the interior you have third world type behavior. So, which again is what makes Mexico just the wildest country on earth. But
you really have to be somebody that wants good, somebody that wants change, somebody that's looking for revolution, right? To even consider running for office in Mexico. These people are martyring themselves. Okay? What do you think the psychology is? Do you think the psychology is, hey man, maybe I won't be the one, unalived. Maybe I won't be the one assassinated. Right? Or maybe I get in good with the cartel if I'm a politician. I don't see that, because I'm seeing politicians getting murked left and right. But like, in order for you to run for these offices, knowing if you number 137 and you've seen 136 of these dudes get assassinated, what is the incentive for you to run for office? It's almost a certain demise. It's crazy. So those people aren't spoken enough for, because that's balls. Am I wrong? Y'all tell me in the chat if I'm wrong. To me, that seems like big nuts. I want change. I'm going to run for office. I'm going to try to be the change. But they might take you out. So fucking what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They don't get spoken of enough. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know.
So obviously, you take it from there. Do you think...
Sure.
Where is this coming from? And why?
I mean, again, we just lived through one of the most violent presidencies in history. We've had several. The Felipe Calderon administration, where I got most of my experience, started off a war with the cartels that de-evolved into this just cluster of a thing. This current president, Andres Manuel López Obrador, is part of the leftist movement, a very populist guy. Think Donald Trump merged with Maduro. That's López Obrador. A guy who is is a populist. Claudia Sheinbaum is a political candidate that basically grew up around him. So very much a member of that cult.
So in other words, she's like the president that don't hear the people demanding information, the media demanding information on those 5 young men that were snatched and unalived by the cartel. He couldn't hear them when they was calling for nothing, and she's part of his cult, so evidently she deaf too. She don't hear shit either.
This past political cycle we had, I've heard over 30 official political candidates were assassinated during the election cycle, right? As well as some actual politicians already in office after some of the events that took place during the election.
Said what, 37?
During these elections, over 30 official political candidates.
That's what I heard. I heard like 32,
over 30 official political candidates were assassinated during the election cycle. right? As well as some actual politicians already in office after some of the events that took place during the elections. It's a free for all.
So it's you basically you've lost control. You don't have control of the situation anymore. Nobody does. The cartel seems to have control of the situation.
Cartels have politicized deeply, and some of them are betting their livelihoods and their organizations' influence within the political organizations that they are now funding. We see a Morena party that is probably on the side of the Sinaloa cartel or some factions of the Sinaloa Confederation. We saw a president that visited Bandiraguata, the birthplace of El Chapo Guzman, like 6 times during his presidency. Like he's the president that's visited that forgotten place the most. So there's obviously some sort of relationship there. What I see is Mexico going through very much the same heading it's been on for the past few years with the current president. Hands-off approach as far as cartels go. Abrazos no balazos is the policy, and saying that nothing is wrong is probably kind of like the main directive that the current government has.
Mm. Let me ask all my Mexican people in the chat, right? And I know there's some people that'll be in here. They'll probably be in here later, or they'll probably be in here on the replay or whatever that are in Mexico. All right. My question is let's say there's somebody in Mexico looking at me right now, watching me. Are they saying I'm overreacting and that it's not that bad in Mexico? Or are they saying we're under siege and we're oppressed, Papa, and shit done changed? You know what I'm saying? The government don't got our back. The government and cartels are the same thing. It's every man for himself. Like where do the people you think stand on this? You know what I'm saying? He said their active their basic mandate is going to be ignore it. Abrazos, not balazos. Everybody's happy. Nothing's happening. But the people of Mexico, do they believe that shit? They don't believe that shit. They seeing it outside their door. They're seeing it when the guy that they was going to vote for is smoked, or the dude that was going to run for office that lives up the block got smoked. They're seeing it. You know what I'm saying? But are they like, it's all good? We're taken care of? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know nothing about it. You know? Salutes. Shout out 298 Sosa. He said, that's how I felt about Flipper. I hate that they had to unalive him. He was definitely... Oh, you talking about the Fulio stuff we was talking about? Yeah, it be like that. Salutes Dan Sosa, New Jersey on the check-in. Salute, sir. Salutes Upper Echelon on the check-in. Appreciate you. Right? Feel free to hit the private voice channel if you need to speak your mind. Salutes.
And she looks like somebody
right there in the chat, whatever you want to do. But that's my question. Am I overreacting? Because they seem to, when I say, oh, it's not safe, you know, people be like, oh, it's safe. Nah, I don't know how safe it is, bro. I'm watching a country under siege by their own, by the politicians in the cartels, which have become one and the same, from what it sounds like.
Cartels go through very much what I see is Mexico going through very much the same heading it's been on for the past few years with the current president. Hands-off approach as far as cartels go. Abrazos no balazos is the policy, and saying that nothing is wrong is probably kind of like the main directive that the current government has. Mm-hmm. And she looks like somebody's going to basically continue on this policy.
So business as usual.
Okay. So it's good times ahead for the cartels. You think it's going to be business as usual, more or less?
For a few organizations, it's probably going to be business as usual. Some of the classic standouts of the Sinaloa Confederation are probably going to be business as usual. You also see a growing... one of the first people to congratulate Shane Mom on her victory was Xi Jinping. So China's very much betting on this victory as a way into Mexico as far as manufacturing. So it's a celebrated victory in a lot of ways, mostly because of the influence that is being now kind of showcased publicly as far as outside influence and internal cartel influence in some of these political events in Mexico. Mexico's important.
This Chinese-Mexico connection runs deep. All right, the Chinese-Mexico connection is running deep. We keep hearing about it. Again, don't forget, Oso put us up on the story the other day where they locking up people between the Chinese-Mexican connection. We've heard about the Chinese-Mexican connection in the twin story. You know, we hear about, you know, we was going through the origins of Cartel and all of that. So the president's like, yeah, we got us a president in Mexico. We on and we popping.
People are coming to some kind of showcase.
All right, salutes Upper Echelon on the check-in. Salutes Oso. Appreciate you, sir. Salutes.
Publicly as far as outside.
All right, if there's anybody that's ghost watching that has yet to subscribe, please do so. We trying to hit 7,000 subs before we get off this stream. I appreciate you.
Influence and internal cartel influence in some of these political events in Mexico. Mexico's important. And people are coming to realize the potential of Mexico as the next China.
So what I don't understand is if the current administration and the incumbent Sheinbaum are favorable to the legacy cartel, specifically Sinaloa, let's say, why are all of these political assassinations happening then?
Because there's a larger cartel growing in influence, and a few of them, but the main one is the Cartel de Jalisco de Nueva Generación, the New Generation Cartel, is a growing influence and power in Mexico. It's overtaking the Sinaloa cartel as far as territory in the past, and now it's probably going to overtake them in political influence. I think they already got that page out of that playbook, and they got that page probably, you know, pretty recently, maybe 5-6 years ago. This phenomenon started kind of like really taking an uptick, and you can directly see a relationship between the Sinaloa cartel and the New Generation cartel's conflict on the outside, as far as like basically them going after each other's territory, and also the political violence and assassinations are basically at the same time started happening. Once these two large organizations started competing for control over territories, you could see that each of them have their own candidates, so they were politicized.
So when political assassinations happen, they're essentially a proxy hit against a rival cartel.
In a way, yeah. I mean, you have the current.
Just think of them as two different countries. You know what I'm saying? It's a fixed fight. It's the Iran-Contra affair. You know what I'm saying? That you have to sway which side wins this political election, who's helping who. You got Sinaloa versus Jalisco. Well, I got to smoke your alderman. Well, I got to get your congressman then.
The current feeling in Mexico is that the Morena party is unstoppable. I mean, they won by a large majority in most of the places that they competed, and a lot of the assassinations were targeted at their candidates. So we can assume that there's a cartel out there that doesn't want their people in. Same phenomenon that happens with corrupt cops and corrupt institutions with corrupt leadership in them. You know, you corrupt one member of that institution, and now you can control things that happen on the streets through him. My cartel rivals will assassinate my guy. That's what happens within police forces and some government institutions. Now it's happening at a high level as far as politics in Mexico.
And now is the goal of that to get the candidates or the politicians to then come work for you? In other words, if I kill a mayor in a city in Michoacan, where it looks like a lot of the violence was happening, is that to say, hey, you don't work for Sinaloa anymore, you work for Jalisco?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, this guy looks like he's going to win. Let's kill this guy, and let's see if we can afford the other guy that's going to be the one to replace him. Because everybody that runs in Mexico has a suplente, is what's called, basically a running mate. You know, if something happens to you, you get, you know, the other guy gets replaced.
And there's a 79% chance that something's going to happen to you. You know what I mean?
Some of the high-level agreements with some of these criminal organizations happens with the main candidate. The suplente is like a guy; it's a forgotten guy in the back room. So if, you know, you're on a budget and you want to have some cartel influence in a certain region of Mexico, you know, and you can't afford the main candidate, you kill him and you pay off the other dude. And now the other dude also has a visual live lesson of what happens if you don't play ball.
Right. And there's a good chance that the suplente will say, hey, you know what? I'm not married to the Sinaloa. I'll go with you guys.
I mean, in some cases, that's what's happened. In other cases, it's just basically, oh, that's the Sinaloa cartel candidate, right? Because he's an exposed element of an organization, public exposed element of an organization. You might not be able to get to them because they're hiding or they're in their territories.
But I get your boy.
But you see their money behind the candidate, so viable target.
While Sinaloa is sitting around thinking, I'm going to get this dude in office, everything's going to be just fine, I'm going to use him for this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, he's plugged, and it's over with. They just disappear him off the face of the fucking planet.
All-in-one POS.
Where were the majority of these assassinations taking place, in your estimation?
I mean, interestingly enough, in a lot of the contested territories of some of these cartel organizations, some of them happen in Mexico, proper Mexico City, in the area of Mexico City, Michoacan, as you mentioned, which is a contested area right now. I mean, it's been going through basically trench warfare for the past 5-6 years. And it's where the uprisings of these armed movements of civilians happened in the past that were showed on Netflix and their various documentaries. It's a hot zone of activity, and it's a very important place for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is, Americans and their avocado toast and all of the avocados that grow in that region and the money that goes in and out of that place. If anybody's ever asked for extra guac at Chipotle, you've been putting money in one of a few cartel organizations out there.
Not the aguacate. Y'all corrupted the fucking aguacate too? Damn it, man. We can't even have avocados that ain't corrupted. I'm sitting here serving up my avocado dollars to the cartel too. This is outrageous, boy. This is outrageous. They got their hands in everything from your BBL to your aguacate to your guacamole. It's a wrap.
Maybe the new generation cartel that runs that is now kind of gaining influence in that area. But most of these places where these political assassinations have taken place, you can directly link to places that are contested as far as control over a territory.
And you're referring to, of course, the extortion of the avocado industry in Michoacan.
Yeah, and that's some giant industry, and there's a lot of money there, a lot of American money. I think there was a boycott for a bit, but it's gold. It's green gold, and again, it's one of those examples of these cartels diversifying, going into regular industry, and or extorting. I mean, again, extortion is one way, ownership is another. You know, we don't hear a lot about these groups coming in and basically making you sell them your land and or just signing it over. That's not extortion. That's a very quiet way of basically buying into regular business. And
so focusing on the avocado industry for a second, what does killing a political candidate in one of these zones in Michoacan, what does that do to further a cartel's interest in, say, the avocado industry?
I mean, if you have control over a town mayor, you have eyes and ears now, and you have a whole armed institution where the municipal police is now on your, now they're your guys. Yeah. You have eyes and ears all over the area now. Now you have ways of robbing the government blind of its funds by, having competitions for different contracts as far as government contracts, and now you have your cartel ghost companies, shell companies competing for some of these things. So it's not just the influence and the power behind it and having control over a region because you have the political candidates there. It's also
healthy fats ain't even safe. That's some bullshit. All right, let's check in with the chat real quick. 298 said, I put it to you like this, Shai. Is Chicago really the Wild West like they said? I'm sure in some parts, and at times it can get like that. Same in Mexico. I have family there that live a good life. But here's my question, and the same question goes for here, right? The farther and farther we fall to the hands of criminals, because to me, once the criminals take over and start oppressing the people, then you're no different than any oppressive government. You ain't the dude I root for no more, right? At what point, now that the government is co-opted, right, that not our generation, but maybe our kids or our grandkids, it's already it's so saturated now with politician slash the streets slash the greed slash the money that now those places where people are living a good life, it ain't that no more. Our kids don't get that good life. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where it's all going. 298 said you also got to remember, Shy. This is how people like Calderon make a living off shit. He can't tell you the average person in Mexico can live a nice life that don't sell. I go back home all the time, and we on pause for that. Upper Echelon said, Shy, put it this way. If you eat cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, avocados, cilantro, chances are they come from El Mayo or some other rug lord. See, luckily I don't have no vegetables on. No, I'm just kidding. I eat all of that shit. Damn. It's bananas. That's just the same way where they say, oh, you buy sneakers, you're funding child labor. You buy this, you do that. It's just, you buy a cow, you buy a leather jacket, you hurt a cow. Like, I don't know what to do anymore, man. I'm not eating no more pepinas, no more lechuga, tomates, aguacates are fucked over now, cilantro's gone too. Like, come on, man. They own the cows that make the burgers that we put these ingredients on top of. We're fucked. Salutes. I just said what I missed. What you missed is that avocados have been co-opted, and not even avocados, not even healthy fat is safe from the clutch of crime. That's what you missed, Ivan. It's a sad day. Salutes. 298 said, have a great time. I go out there, I go back home all the time and have a great time with the fam every time, never, no fear. Now back in 05, 20 through 2010, Zetas owned my state. No, us being able to go back was not an option. Tell me if I read that wrong or you wrote it wrong, but I think I got the point. That's what I'm saying. At what point do those good living spots become corrupted and gone? Salutes to any Ghost Watchers that have yet to subscribe. Please do. We're trying to cross the 7,000 sub mark today. I will be giving out 10 memberships before this live stream is over. All right, so hit that sub button. Salutes. Salutes Velez on the check-in. I appreciate you. Velez says ain't nothing safe now. Boom. So that says spot on upper echelon. Nah, so that's it. So now I got a reason to not eat salads, man. Appreciate it, man. Fuck them salads. Upper Echelon said, I mean, they're my enemies right now, but I still support them and eat avocados and tomatoes and everything else. Sleeping with the enemy, man. It just be like that. Unless you want to skip all of that, we go straight pizzas and all that shit. You know? But somewhere down the line, there's a cow farm that put that pepperoni on there, so it's all corrupted. I even said limes and bananas come from the cartel. Don't ask how I know. And not only that, that's in those countries. Imagine the stuff we get from, that's Mexico. Imagine the stuff we get from other places. Who knows what kind of labor that's coming from. All right? Wow. Aguacates have, oh no, but they compromised the mangoes too. It's a wrap, man. There's nothing to believe in life. All right? There's nothing to believe in. Everything is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Damn. Let's get it. 298, man, fuck them salads.
Also access. It's access to it because it's not just the influence and the power behind it and having control over a region because you have the political candidates there. It's also access. It's access to information, intelligence.
Somebody check on spinach for me. I put spinach in my smoothies, y'all. Somebody check in on spinach. Make sure spinach all right.
And legitimate inroads into industry in Mexico. So some of these organizations are hard to. It's hard to tell where the legitimate parts end and the illegitimate.
Where does the politician end and the sicario begin? You know what I mean? Where does the avocado go from the salad to somebody's tied up to a tree? Where's the line in there? No, the mango's done too. Mangoes is out the way. Salute JFL on the check-in. JFL, I don't know if you heard, man. We telling all of the Ghost Watchers to subscribe so that we could try to hit 7,000 before this is over. All right? I haven't posted it to my social networks. Maybe I'll do that. I had too many things going on. But if everybody could post it somewhere, tell a friend to tell a friend. If we can get these little 9, let me see. Let's make sure we ain't crossed it yet. If we can get this little 9 subs out the way, we'll be at 7,000. Have something to celebrate. But at what point from the mango to the basement does this game go, man? It's crazy.
And parts begin.
So
this is what they're after.
If a new highway needs getting paved or built in, you know, a city in Guerrero, right? That's the cartel is probably going to get that bid if they own that mayor or that governor or whoever's earmarking those funds.
Or whoever the cartel wants to get that bid. It could be one of their companies. It could be a company that they're extorting. You know,
Right.
It could be, you know, it's complex. The means and ways that these organizations make money is not just, hey, we cross drugs into the United States and we get the cash back and we wear pointy boots and big hats and chains. That is an image of the cartels that is vintage.
Wait,
That's
wait,
like
wait. What did he say?
That's like means and ways that, you know, it's complex. The means and ways that these organizations make money is not just, hey, we cross drugs into the United States and we get the cash back and we wear pointy boots and big hats and chains. That is an image of the cartels that is vintage. That's like a 30, 40-year-old image now, I guess. These guys are diversified. These guys are trying to figure out ways and inroads into telecommunications. I mean, they took apart a whole telecommunication system that they had already set up a few times across Mexico. They're
That's
in
that network that they were talking about that Chapo had, the telephone network. Salute Dan Sosa. Where do Puerto Ricans lechon come from? Somebody check on the lechon. I'm not giving my shit up, man. Somebody check on it. A person I said, bruh, what else can I do to get you to 10K? Man, I don't even know anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying? We probably have to talk about that in the Discord. But I don't even know anymore, dog. It ain't from a lack of effort, I'll tell you that, on both sides. So salutes. 298 said, I know you remember a few years ago, lime was $1 per lime. The Templarios had took over Michoacan and strong-armed that shit. It be like that. The avocados got like that too. It was like gas prices and shit, you know? It was like gas prices and shit. We're going to try to hit, I'm trying to hit, if I see 20 concurrent viewers at any point, if y'all see it before I do, let me know. I'll give away the first 5 memberships. And like I said, they'll go to YouTube or just shoot them to who they shoot them to. I don't think it's random. I think it's people that have been on the channels or active longer than others. I don't know. They look like Daddy Yankees now. They look like Daddy Yankees now. Facts. They can't make fun of nobody at this point. Another live with the twins. Here's the thing. I feel like doing lives with the twins benefits the channel a lot, right? But the drop off in people that leave, that know they aren't gonna be back right away the next week, you know what I'm saying? Now when the time comes later on in life, we can lock them down for their own show. That's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But it's what again, I'd love to have the twins on, have everybody ask their questions and all that good stuff, but it's the drop off that happens afterwards that affects us in the algorithm, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to wait until after we got 10,000 to have the twins back on and do it all over again. And you know, but we'll switch it whenever they're ready to come on too. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they're ready to come on, it's on them. Salute JFL, I appreciate you. Upper Echelon say, hey bro, 50 Cent is falling out with BMF. Is it our turn now? Your thoughts? I saw the lane there when I saw the lane there when I seen that was going on. And not only that, I've seen the lane. All right, the lane has been clearing. He's clearing the slate of a lot of things right now. Things are going to come to an end. All right, rather than them go horribly bad, things are going to come to an end and they're going to replace them with other things. That's y'all's opportunity right there. Upper Echelon said, bro, you have great content with or without. I can wait to the 10K. I salutes. I mean, again, you guys are always welcome whenever you want to come on. I'm just trying to work this algorithm to death. And if I can't have you guys like every 2 weeks, then I'd much rather hold on until we get to the 10 grand. Like, make them earn something. You know what I'm saying? Because they are weekend warriors. Y'all aren't. Y'all are here all the time. That goes for the twins. That goes for the usual suspects. Y'all are part of the usual suspects in the chat. If we didn't know who the fuck y'all was gonna be in there regardless. So the usual suspects are here. If we could build that and get past this 10 stacks, who knows? Maybe it take one more interview. Maybe we'll get there before that. We'll see. I'm gonna do a lot more shorts. I know a lot more shorts bring subs. You know what I'm saying? But again, subs do not bring views. Views bring subs. All right. Salutes. I don't mean to bog everyone down in the details, but we're talking amongst each other in the chat. Again, you guys know an edited version of this will come out. But yes, 50 Cent and Southwest T, that doesn't affect 50 Cent and Meech, right? But it affects the show. You know what I'm saying? And if the show, if what's happening at 50's shows is any indication, there's room for you guys to slip up in there and blow that shit up and do it bigger than what they just did with these 4 or 5 shows. Try to do it bigger than what the original Power was. Because it's last season for Force. It's the last season for Book 2. Who knows? Maybe Raising Kanan keeps going. But as far as all of those shows, even BMF, they're coming to a close. It's time to get up in there. So it's definitely y'all turn. Boom, there you go. The twins will be back when we hit 10K. For the 10K party, the twins will be back. Salutes. Salutes, Rilo. That's where we at. But yeah, so if you're listening right now, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 7,000 subs before the game's over. All right? Upper Echelon said the real narcos are coming on the 10K. Salutes.
Interested in sea lanes. They're interested in building ports. What would be better, paying off a port authority or building your own port?
Right. So they want to build a port to import chemicals from China to make fentanyl, but they're also going to build, their company is going to build the port. Their company, their electrical company is going to power the port.
All right. Nipsey talked about it. It's called vertical integration. It's called owning the process from the top to the bottom. All right. I not only own the screen printer, but I own the t-shirt factory, and I own, the trucking delivery and all of this shit. Vertical integration. That's what they own. They own their businessman shit.
Their cement company is going to sell the cement to the construction company. And so now you've just diversified, and your streams of income are now 10x'd, and only one of them is illegal, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the Sinaloa cartel elements of the Sinaloa cartel historically have done all of this work already. Other organizations that are getting to the same size as it are now doing the same. And that's where you're seeing this upheaval of violence. Now, people are aware of this now. And it's kind of in the open in a lot of ways. I mean, the president, El Presidente Andrés Manuel López Obrador goes to Lagunilla, goes to El Chapo's hometown of La Tuna, and his Bandiraguato, I mean. And for the funeral of El Chapo Guzman, he closed off the federal airspace over that area. So he could have they could have a nice funeral for his mom.
Now, Ed, how does that contract?
Hold on, Ivan. I mean, you could do that, but that we looking for the real ghost watchers. You know what I'm saying? But always have an alt account ready, huh? Salutes. Ready for the real deal twin show, not that part in Narcos Mexico. But let's say, what if you do a live with Ed or another one of them guys that talks about the subject? That might get you past 10K. It's a possibility. I'd reach out to them. I don't know how they do this, how they get on these shows, if they got an agent or what, but, we'll see.
How does this this new look, this new modus operandi, if you will, of Mexican criminal organizations, right? The way that they have completely embedded themselves into legitimate society, right? Into the legitimate economy, right? To where it's like imperceptible almost.
Yeah.
How does that contradict with?
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on Monday.com.
You build your own workflow? Why? There are a bunch of amazing pre-made templates you can.
Mexico's growth, like the GDP, it grew 18% last year. So how do these two things? How are these two things related going forward?
Sure. So it's insane to think that in a country like Mexico, with all the violence and all the people, the numbers are skewed. By the way, all official numbers as far as people dying and disappearing in Mexico are completely. A lot of those are skewed. Ask me how I know. Because I used to work for the government.
Are they downplayed?
Yeah, they're downplayed. You know, somebody going missing, they're missing. There's a reason why some of these federal organizations go after some of them.
So the crazy numbers that we're already looking at as crazy, they're downplayed. Hit the like button, y'all. Subscribe if you have yet to do so.
Mothers that are looking for their missing.
Shameful.
Somebody going missing, they're missing. There's a reason why some of these federal organizations go after some of the mothers that are looking for their missing sons and daughters and stuff like that. Go out looking for cadavers. They're actively being blocked by federal officials now. They don't want them to find anybody because the number's going to change.
Right.
That's just some diabolical shit. Like we make up these things. We listen to people talk crazy, right? Oh, they're doing this to the babies and they're doing it. The diabolical shit is happening out loud and on paper and in front of everybody. All right? That's diabolical. You're a family. You're looking for your loved one that's lost. You know kind of why. You know why. You don't have no question, but you're just looking. And now they're going to block you from looking. Now they're going to block you from speaking. Now they're going to block you from being heard. Then the president's going to ignore and to act like he don't hear you and say, let's go to lunch. That shit was disgusting when I saw that shit. But that's cabal shit right there. You don't have to see them sacrificing the animal to know that they're doing it. Just got to see the blood on their hands. Shit.
You have a country with that going on and all the violence. Yeah, there's some good parts of the country, but Mexico really is like 4 or 5 countries in one. We have Central Mexico, which is our New York, California type people, woke, leftist, all the trans pronouns and stuff like that. Legislation started in Mexico City proper, so that's our New York and California, I guess. You have Northern Mexico, which is a lot of the industry, Baja, Monterrey, a lot of the plugs that go directly into the United States and all of that, you know. And then you have rural parts of Mexico that are kind of forgotten and that kind of do their own thing on the coast. And then you have the jungle parts of Mexico, which are people are really forgotten, like Oaxaca and Chiapas, right? So these are these 5 parts of Mexico. The industrial side of it, the northern part of Mexico, is basically with open arms waiting for all of the exiting manufacturing capabilities of China, because people don't want to invest in China anymore and don't want to make anything in China because of everything that entails. And also because the economy, China's going to the toilet. And all of the manufacturing is moving to where else? Mexico. This is the next China. That's why you're seeing such a state.
JFL, don't bother your grandmother, bro. Leave your grandmother alone, though. Salutes to Abuelita, though. I appreciate you. What are you doing? All right, salutes, Ivan. Is it at 699? Yeah, I'm over here. I still see 6991. We wilding. It's all good. Guys, don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. One way or the other. Ivan said this deep-rooted corruption in Mexico has been out of control for a long time. There's a reason why we're willing to leave everything behind and migrate here, and there it is. Salutes to you, Ivan Livas. Yeah, no, don't be bothering Abuelita. And me keeping PG, man, that's rough, bro. It's hard, but I will try. For your Abuelita, I will definitely try.
Stable currency. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people investing in Mexico. And that's why you saw Xi Jinping being one of the first people to congratulate Claudia on her victory. It's probably related to the fact that he wants to make his electric vehicles in Mexico to get around the tariffs. That's probably that's probably their objective with that, I guess. Because I mean, I think that's where we're moving. They tried to make a Tesla plant, a Tesla building plant in Monterrey that kind of went through, and it was a whole big deal just for one plant. Now there's rumblings of 4 from China. And they're not going to have the same issues with, like, we have to have these ambiental standards built into this. Like, they're not going to be about it.
So it's the U.S. applying tariffs. It's China trying to get past them tariffs, building a relationship with Mexico to do that over there. It's just a worldwide game of greed.
So with the coming prosperity that's coming to certain parts of Mexico, right? The manufacturing hub, the financial center in Mexico City, because those are linked, right?
Yeah.
You know, with this coming up, it's safe to say that. Well, is it safe to say that cartels are actually going to be a thing of the past in terms of these iconic kingpin figures, Chapo, Mencho? Like, don't you? Because Mexico's got a vested interest in trying to not eliminate crime, not eliminate cartels, but to bury them from the rest of the world, right?
I mean, the Mexican people have that wish.
Wait, I want to hear that again.
Interest in trying to Chapo, these iconic kingpin figures, Chapo, Mencho. Like, don't you? Because Mexico's got a vested interest in trying to not eliminate crime, not eliminate cartels, but to bury them from the rest of the world, right?
I mean, the Mexican people have that wish, but probably the federal and politics doesn't, I guess.
No, that's exactly what the question that I posed at the beginning of this live stream. You know what I'm saying? And he said it. That would be a hope for the Mexican people because they know that they're being choked out.
There's a giant swath of industry in Mexico and people that live off the money that the United States sends down to Mexico to pay for the war on drugs, for example. You want to talk about cartels that nobody talks about? Ford Motor Company, 511 Tactical Gear, which make millions off the drug war in Mexico. The United States, through a thing called Plan Merida, which is a bilateral agreement with Mexico as far as basically sending money down to Mexico so they can do the fighting for us, is kind of the idea. That money has been going down there for years, and the problem's getting bigger. I mean, it's not getting any better. You can see, I mean, in a lot of ways, and this is not me just theorizing on this, there's been many document leaks from the current administration's Sedena, which is our army, the military, in the military industrial complex in Mexico, where you can clearly see that they know that certain politicians in certain regions of Mexico are working for one cartel or the other. Their intelligence apparatus tells them that. So, like, hey, if you're going to go and do patrolling in this region, don't tell the local authorities because they're not going to help you because they work for the cartels, right? So, so they themselves are clearly stating that everybody has a side. Everybody's trying to figure out who's going to come up on top, and everybody's basically vying for power or aligning themselves as far as who they're going to be working for in the future to see who's going to win this war.
So you do think that if Mexico reaches the industrial capacity of China in like the 1990s or the mid 2000s, right, when it was the fastest growing economy in the world, it was their heyday, right? You think that the corruption and the violence and the criminally run state that is Mexico can exist alongside 5 Tesla factories in Monterrey, this modern industrial? You think both of those things can exist in parallel?
I don't see how. I mean, I remember talking to some people that were involved in some of the negotiation for Tesla. Like I do security consulting a lot, so every now and then I get called with questions about that type of stuff. And one of the things that they were kind of worried about, and these people have worked in a lot of parts of the world, including China, they were worried about paid protection and extortion, which is a field that they had no idea how to deal with realistically.
Right, they need an extortion department in their HR.
So I don't see this working long term. A lot of these plants moving down there are going to basically create an opportunity for people, and people that are already working down in Mexico will know this already. There's no way of working in Mexico without realizing that there's two authorities here: the government and the other government. La Maña, La Mano Peluda, whatever you want to call them. They have different names, there's different nicknames to kind of refer to them. But in a lot of ways...
Yeah, the Rockefellers, the Clintons.
Now you have institutions, and this has happened to some of the clients that I've had, where they're like, hey, yeah, a guy came here, tried to extort money from us, and he gave us a phone, and we talked to this guy. He said arrange payments and stuff like that. So we gave all that to the cops. And then we had another call from the same people. It's like, hey, I know you called so-and-so at the cops. Yeah, he works for us. So like, what the f- are you doing? So
Salutes Upper Echelon, he said, I think Mexico is going to be the place to live in a few years. It's not getting better than U.S. either. Yeah, I agree. But, when we start hearing about 40, 50 aldermen and shit like that getting unalived because they, you know what I'm saying? That's we in that same. Now it's a little bit different here, and we're getting pressed in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Over there, you playing with your life if you try to get a job. Upper Echelon says, "Shot, let's do Chicago news videos. We can do that. It'll just frustrate me, but we can do that." So that I said, nope, things are going to disappear. Things are going to disappear mysteriously. The whole fucking factory is going to disappear mysteriously. And everybody that worked there. All right. Salutes to y'all. If you have yet to hit the like button, please do. Let's get to 20 likes. All right. I'm thirsty to give away these 5 to the people that are in here. So let's get them likes up. If you have yet to hit the like button, hit the like button. We get to 20 likes. I'm giving away these 5 memberships to the people that's in here. Salutes. But yeah, Upper Echelon, that's something we could look into doing the Chicago news. Shit's crazy. But again, we having shootouts in the streets, people getting jacked, Kia boys, and it goes all the way upstairs to the White House, and it goes all the way to espionage, and it goes all through the CIA, and it goes all through everybody. It's just all the same crook stepping on the poor man's neck. Again, the poor people in the United States also have their hopes. You know what I'm saying? They hope for a certain thing too. They're not going to get it. Why? Because we have our politicians and our cartels. Our cartels happen to be, special interest groups and hedge funds and shit. Stepping on our necks. So we'll see how that goes. Boom, we got 20 likes. I'm going to give away 5 memberships for this month. Here we go. Salutes to y'all. Remember, if it pops up, hit that you could accept gifts and you will be a member. Let's see who YouTube gives these first 5 to. Salutes. There it is. And click it or ticket. Boom. Oh, man. Bunch of ghost watchers got him. A bunch of ghost watchers got him. Salutes to the ghost watchers. I don't know. I would think you'd have to be here to get them. But that's who YouTube gave it to. So salutes to the new 5 members. All right. Let's see. Let me knock this down. We got Venom, Jorge Alvarez, Big Heck, William Palmer, and Dan Finer. Got the memberships. All right. Hope to see y'all come through. Hope that wasn't a waste of a membership. I'm going to give away 5 more before this thing is over. Absolutely, Upper Echelon says, since your name is Sha'il. Listen, my whole life has been Chicago news. You know what I'm saying? So, when I got in, I'll tell you what the difference was and what happened and what changed things. When I got into this, it was to finally find to finally find something. Let me see. Take this down. You tracked it. Take them back, Shy. Take them back. Nah, I can't take them back. All right, I can give 10 out a month, so I'll be doing that. Again, I'm going to give 10 out today. We gave out 5. Salutes to them. Salutes William Palmer. Salutes Dan Finer. Jorge Alvarez, Venom. When I did this, you know, I've done heavy music my whole life. When you living in hip hop and you doing it on the level that I'm doing it, you're living in conflict, you're living all this. You spend my life like that. So when I came to YouTube, I wanted to do something simple, something that didn't take too much brain power, because I'm used to giving everything I am to something, and a lot of time those things don't give you back. You know what I'm saying? So when I got into this and I got into the Surviving El Chapo story, it kind of took me into a direction that, again, led me right back to, boom, we're talking about things that hit mad close to home and this, like, the, you know, and that wasn't what I was looking for, but I'm here for it now. I'm here for it now. It's a fact. Since your name is Shael, I'll be seeing the videos of Chicago shootings. I'll be like, damn, yeah. And again, but we could talk about some of that stuff. We can't show all of it, but maybe there's things we could do in the Discord too. That go from here to there, so where we could talk about a certain thing that we can't show, and then put it in the you can't find it in on YouTube section in our Discord. So make sure y'all join our Discord. Salute to the 5 new members. I'll be giving away 5 more memberships before it's over. I appreciate y'all. Let's keep going. Y'all keep talking. Let's talk. We chilling.
So this is the nature of it.
So could that happen? Like, could Tesla have to pay the piper? Could they end up having to pay extortion to whoever is controlling?
Many American companies that work openly in Mexico through industry have paid extortion money and paid protection money, and are currently. That's a whole industry, and it's a whole other money-making aspect of the cartels that really gets
If they made a movie about this guy right here, this Ed Calderon, I think my homeboy, well, I don't think my homeboy Max could play dude.
Exposed or talked about a lot.
Wow. So an American company, are they paying the cops? Are the cops the intermediaries, or are they paying the cartel guys directly?
It depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. I mean, you might show up someplace, and again, I can't talk about some of these things, the specifics about some of these jobs that I've been on. But American plant, old company, moves to Mexico, sets up shop. They bought the company in parts. People were already there working, and they had an issue with things, valuable parts that they were making were walking off, right? So they changed security, and it's still happening. They put cameras up, still happening. They called me, and I went in there and like looked around and talked to everybody, and I told the guy, like, you bought this company. Who's the managerial aspect of it? Oh, these guys up here, they're known in the community. They're the fixers. They know everybody. These are the guys. Okay. Yeah, those are intermediaries for the cartels. Those guys are connected with somebody from the outside, and they're basically taxing you. Mm-hmm. What do you mean? I mean, you're being robbed from within. Okay, so fire those guys. They get a call. You hire them back.
Wow.
Or else,
wow.
You know.
So you think? So you actually think that this strategy of nearshoring, right? Instead of sending your manufacturing to China, send it to Mexico. You don't think it's gonna last long term?
I think there's two things that are going to go on. One, if Trump wins, he's aware of this loophole that the Chinese are trying to exploit, and he's going to just tariff the shit out of everything. So it's not going to do anything long term. That's what I think. I don't know. But
he said Trumpito got an answer for their shit.
You are seeing now a growing incursion as far as like Chinese money business coming into Mexico, and they realize quickly that they can't be too open and upfront about it. So what they are doing is they're investing in Mexican companies, gaining ownership, stock, and all that stuff, and all that as far as controlling decision power in some of these Mexican companies, and setting up in Mexico. Or other international companies. I mean, they bought up Canadian companies in the past to kind of hide some of their dealings as far as mining and like that in Mexico. When the giant lithium deposits were found in Sonora, the Chinese were using a Canadian mining company to kind of buy into some of those rights. And the Americans kind of figured some of that out, blocked it, I guess.
Do you know what's going on in Chiapas? I've heard that Chinese companies are working to try to buy out indigenous land that's full of minerals underneath it, and in doing so, they are employing local or even the super cartels, right? Depends on who they're connected with, to then massacre the landowners to get them to sell so that the companies can take over. Are there any veracity to those claims?
Yes. And if people don't think there is any veracity over those claims, I would say rewind back the clock a little bit. We saw these documentaries on Netflix about all these Mexican townspeople raising up in arms and wearing white T-shirts. People thought that was like some sort of uprising. What I heard and what I realized later on is it was an illegal iron ore mining operation by the Chinese in the area, a few of them, and they were actually paying some of these armed groups to be protection to keep people away.
So the Chinese is mining iron ore in Mexico. What?
It's been done in the past in Mexico and recent past, and it's probably being done again, specifically with a friendly, open government towards the Chinese right now, and it's going to get even a bit. It's going to be even a bit stronger as we move forward.
So the cartels don't mind the Chinese incursion into Mexico.
One of them doesn't. One of them specifically, I think, has like all of the interest for all of the support on that side. I mean, the new generation cartel seems to have some sort of relationship or favoritism, I guess. I don't know.
Shout out JFL. He said, let's do the different gangs in Chicago then and now. Respectfully, like, again, I didn't want my channel to be, how can I put this? I've been the Chicago guy. In order for this channel to grow, it has to be much bigger than Chicago. All right? Salutes. Like, it's a very Chicago-centric, very Chicago-heavy thing. We've had a lot of guys from Chicago on the panel, a lot of the guys from the Twin Stories and stuff like that. But, you know, I had the opportunity to do some stuff like that. And I chose not to because I have to be very careful the decisions and the choices that I make, and I don't want to move backwards. Can Chicago be a part of it? Absolutely, always. You know what I mean? It's who I am. But I don't want to just focus on one thing. In order for the channel to grow, it has to be something that people are watching en masse, not just, you know, one group of people, if that makes sense. Salutes. And sorry if I seem out of focus. I'm trying to figure out how to give subs to the people that I want to gift the subs to. I'm looking for a way. I'll keep you posted. Salutes. But I appreciate you. 298 said, I'm going back for sure to enjoy my bread and live life out that bitch. Man, it's all you can hope for. Like, man, give me my little piece of land. Let me do my thing. Yes, you two be tweaking. Upper Echelon said, you could do different videos on different days, like Cartel Thursday or Shy Videos Wednesday or something like that. It's not a bad idea. Some kind of schedule. It's not a bad idea at all. Again, schedule is rough for me, but not a bad idea at all. JFL said for bigger boxing fights, maybe cover the weigh-ins to try to get the troops together. Yeah, it's a complicated thing too, but again, something to try. You know, again, if I were talking to the guy that I watch to learn YouTube from, he'd tell me, stop doing other shit. Stick to the cartel shit. That's what works, you know? But in my mentality is there's much more that I can offer as a channel, and I don't think that strategy works for me, you know? Again, I might be stubborn and shooting myself in the foot. It is what it is. All right, salute to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all.
It seems to grow more on the Pacific side, where it has access to those ports, than the other side of the country, which makes me think that, you know, something's going on. Also, during the COVID epidemic, it's one of the only cartels that maintains their capacity to infuse fentanyl into their product, while the Sinaloa Cartel Federation was exporting fentanyl from the U.S. into Mexico to load their drugs and then put them back up. There was a case in San Ysidro. I think they caught a giant load of fentanyl was coming from San Diego
Everybody on
down
the
to
screen
Mexico.
got one nostril
So-
bigger than the other.
So you can see there that they have logistical support, at least of some sort of favoritism or some sort of support of some kind.
So
they're not stupid.
So it sounds like Jalisco then has Nuevo Jalisco has the bigger plug with China then, if they're able to keep the fentanyl rolling even during the pandemic.
Yeah, and you're seeing the influence of the
Alonzo
Sinaloa cartel.
5150 just subscribed on YouTube.
Salutes to Alonzo 5150 on the subscription. Appreciate you, sir, helping us on our road to 10,000, road to 7,000 today. So, salutes to you. Thank you very much.
Like we saw a violent uprising in the Chiapas Oaxaca border area, where you saw members of El Mayo Zambada's historical leader of the Sinaloa cartel, a lot of his armed gunmen basically drive down to the border, which is kind of, think about this. Mexico is a country that has armed gunships and a whole military that you've seen their operations. You've seen what they can do. I mean, the last Culiacanazo, you saw what they could do. Somehow,
It's crazy that he has to say that. He has to make sure to be clear between the first Culiacanazo and the last Culiacanazo, which I need to find a video that's like a compilation of all I can see of both of those. If anybody runs into a video like that, let me know. Or any videos that show a whole bunch of that shit.
multi-vehicle convoy with artillery
I haven't
on
even
top of
looked
it,
it up. I'll look it
technicals,
up.
drove across the country from Sinaloa controlled territory all the way down to the southern border to fight these members of the New Generation Cartel, basically trying to take control of some of these towns, and they were received with applause, right? So something's clearly happening as far as influence and control of the region. You see with the Sinaloa cartel, they weren't stopped by the military, so they probably have some sort of open line of communication is what you could see. And you see a New Generation Cartel that is the one that's constantly getting harassed by the government, constantly getting high level events as far as captures and pressure. So you can see something going on as far as sides and influence as far as who's doing what.
But you also see, as you said, you see the Sinaloa cartel weakened, and their heads are shrinking. Their figureheads keep getting knocked off. So again, it's all a game, right? Like they have to feed the Americans, some targets every now and then, just to keep the beast fed and just to keep the appearance up. But it does make me wonder, like, can this duality, as I said before, can ASU graduates take pictures with bottles of tequila sitting on donkeys in Cabo, while in Guerrero and Chiapas, scores of people are massacred and nobody gets arrested, nobody goes to jail, and new factories from so-called legitimate Chinese and American companies are set up to make goods for the U.S. I mean, it's been going this long, and the game seems to be working, at least for the powers that be.
I think we're coming to a head pretty soon. One of the only bilateral efforts that we've seen as far as politics currently, and this has been a very divisive time for the United States, has been border issues. And another one has been legislation and talks about naming some of these criminal organizations south of the border as terrorist organizations to unleash the military on them. 3 years ago, I predicted that we were going to see some sort of
Unleashing the military on them
intervention.
is unleashing the military on the Mexican people as well. Like, I don't know about all that shit.
Mexico, that we were going to see some sort of military intervention in Mexico by the United States. And this is before the talk of Trump speaking of this, naming them terrorist organizations, stuff like that went on. So that's where I think where we're headed. Because you have an open antagonist as far as the current federal administration in Mexico. AMLO, the current president, has been very vocal and very open in his disdain for the United States as a country, right? And he's basically been a mouthpiece for anti-American sentiment across the Americas. So you have that going on one end, and on the other end, you have this current lady that just won the elections, culturally Jewish. I mean, she says she's an atheist. She shows up to political rallies with a crucifix, and she keeps up appearances because Mexico is a very Catholic country. And she's a politician, so that's whatever. But she's also a Rockefeller Foundation lady. And she went to Berkeley. She's a scientist. The Soros Foundation funded a bunch of media companies in Mexico, and you could see the favoritism as far as the coverage through some of these campaigns. So it's odd, man. This is I've been trying to kind of piece it out and piece it all through. As a candidate, she makes sense. I mean, she's very much a true believer as far as the current president. She was with him since the start, I guess. But she's a different animal as far as the way her background and how she's kind of approaching things. And in none of her political speeches and none of the stuff that she's planning to do you hear anything about fighting the cartels or fentanyl or organized crime or all of this stuff. Silent. It's like a non-subject. She's talking about women's rights and pronouns and progressive stuff and all this. Like it's like some weird out of sight, out of mind policy, I guess.
Fascinating. So it was like America 8 years ago.
Right now.
Yeah, policy, I guess.
Fascinating. So it was like America 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So what if Trump gets in here? What does that do? What kind of conflict does that create? Because if he gets in, there's this huge demand for border crackdown. A, of the migrants, that's the most important thing. B, of fentanyl. So how does the leftist government in Mexico that doesn't seem to want to even talk about stopping that stuff, how does that come into conflict? And will the new Mexican government be forced to take some action if they want to continue receiving security funding from the U.S.?
I think in the end, the one that I mean, it's a perfect storm. I mean, the United States isn't going through an easy time right now as well. And when the economy gets low, the U.S. usually, likes to go around kicking beehives. It's not a judgmental thing. That's the way the U.S. has been in the past. And you look around at the conflicts in the world that could probably spark up, and the U.S. involvement in them, and you look at Israel, and I don't think that's going to be it. The Russians are kind of going back and forth over there, and I don't envision the U.S. sending people to the Ukraine. But Mexico, that's pretty close. That's pretty close.
Do you are you just saying that, or you actually think that the U.S.
Jonathan Pentegna sent $5. All the jail, my dude, in the committed. I apologize for being late. My health has been acting up. We're carrying on with resilient grind, always growing and providing quality content. Like and subscribe, it's free.
Salute Jonathan Pantoja, I appreciate you. I don't know who the hell that was. Salute Jonathan for his $5 power chat. Jonathan says, salute Sha'il, my dude, in the committed chat. I apologize for being late. My health, I guess, isn't well and has been acting up. Thanks for carrying on with the resilient grind, always growing and providing quality content. Like and subscribe. It's free. Salutes to you, Jonathan. We send our well wishes. We send our good energy. We send our prayers. All of that good stuff to you, dog. We hope you feel better ASAP. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never got to apologize to us over here. We'll be here doing this. Salutes to you. You handle what you got to handle and take care of your health. You know what I'm saying? And get well absolutely soon. Hope things, clear up for you. All right? We here. Holla at your boy. Salute. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. I don't know whose voice that was, though.
Special forces.
That's pretty close.
Do you are you just saying that, or you actually think that the U.S. could send special forces into Mexico to combat this situation?
I not only say that, I've spoken to Congress about these issues, so I know that this is very much on both sides of the aisle. That's very much on their mind.
Do you advise them that that's a good idea?
No. I advise him that's a horrible idea. The humanitarian, the wave of humanity that it's going to create is going to be completely unstoppable. I mean, you can line up every single Marine you have in Pendleton on the border. They're going to still, that wave is going to be like nothing in history. Either you make that border fence irrelevant with an armed incursion into Mexico, or you now have a new Puerto Rico. Those are the only two outcomes.
Wait, what?
Wave of I know
that the U.S.
but Mexico going to be the U.S. Likes to
One
go
more
around
game for
kicking
me, y'all. Salute.
beehives.
He talking that shit.
It's not.
Shout out Alonzo5150 said my commute to work has been shorter, bro. I just finished watching both seasons of the Flores Twins. Great content. Salutes to you, bro. I appreciate you. Don't forget to check out Cartel Wives. We got that up next. It's a great compliment to the Surviving El Chapo podcast. I appreciate you. Glad we can help your commute to work, man. Chucky Chingon says she's on the take. I bet she's taking the focus off of what's really important. Absolutely. She is the take. She's not even on the take. She Rockefeller Foundation. She is the take. Oh, that was Sonic? Salutes Jonathan. Jonathan says salutes. I just want to see how Power Chat would interpret Sonic. They wildin' is what they doing. Hold on. Let me do this one more again, all right?
Not a judgmental thing. That's the way the U.S. has been in the past. And you look around at the conflicts in the world that could probably spark up and the U.S. involvement in them, and you look at Israel, and I don't think that's going to be it. The Russians are kind of going back and forth over there, and I don't envision the U.S. sending people to the Ukraine. But Mexico, that's pretty close. That's pretty close.
Do you are you just saying that, or you actually think that the U.S. could send special forces into Mexico to combat this situation?
I not only say that, I've spoken to Congress about these issues, so I know that this is very much on both sides of the aisle. That's very much on their mind.
Do you advise them that that's a good idea?
No, I advise them that's a horrible idea. The humanitarian, the wave of humanity that it's going to create is going to be completely unstoppable. I mean, you can line up every single Marine you have in Pendleton on the border. They're going to still, that wave is going to be like nothing in history. Either you make that border fence irrelevant with an armed incursion into Mexico, or you now have a new Puerto Rico. Those are the only two outcomes.
I'm so confused with what the fuck he just said. Tell me if I'm stupid or not. Somebody help me figure this shit out. Salutes Alonzo5150 said, I just started Cartel Wives this morning. Salutes. 298 said, this fool's wildin'. Zorada said, I missed Jonathan. I have to catch it on the replay. Yo, that shit was crazy. Zorada, that shit was crazy. It was mad loud. I'd play it again, but it was mad loud. I'm straight right now. All right. What's he saying, y'all? He's saying that you can put all the Marines you want on the border and that ain't gonna do shit because the cartel coming deep. He said you either cross into Mexico, you make the wall irrelevant by putting the boots on the ground in Mexico, or the war ends up in Puerto Rico. I'm so confused with what he just said. That shit was encrypted. He said some encrypted shit. I don't know what he's talking about. Salutes. All I know is this picture's hilarious though. Got Mitchel hugged up with old girl. Shout out Jonathan Pantoja. He said, shout out Alonzo5150. Cartel Wives is gonna hit a new level. Yeah, that's a different thing. It's a different animal. Look at this. This is crazy. That's hilarious. Also said the USA will turn Mexico into a commonwealth like Puerto Rico. Is that what he's saying also? Or is that what you're saying? So basically they'll come colonize is what you're saying. You know what I mean? No problem, Shy. I believe it. Heard it from far away, but couldn't make it out. When I came back, I heard you talking about it. That shit was wild. Sonic was wilding. The USA will turn Mexico into... Mexico's big, bro. That ain't no little island in the middle of the Pacific. I mean, in the middle of the Caribbean. That's a you know. The cartels are never gonna end. There's always someone trying to come up and take over. We already know that. They lined up. They're lined up, ready and waiting. Levels. But is that what he said at the end? He said, I'm still trying to put that one together. Hold on. Maybe I'll go one more time to what the fuck he's talking about. He said Mexico is right there. He said that's something that's been on their mind on both sides of the aisle. He's talking about the USA trying to take over Mexico, but didn't really make any sense. Bruh, I get that point. But he's saying the wave of humanity. What you mean the wave of humanity? The pushback? So you can put all your Marines on the border. Okay? So what's the difference if we send the whole army? He's saying either come with the whole shit. Don't send no little troop, no little Navy SEALs in here to try to do shit. Come with it or don't come at all. That's basically what I think he's saying, but I don't fucking know. I'm willing to give it another shot. JFL said, yeah, he's talking about the USA trying to take over Mexico, but didn't really make any sense. 298 said, he's saying if they release the military, you will have to take over or make the wall irrelevant and make Mexico a U.S. territory like Puerto Rico is. Okay, so that's what also saying. Colonize they shit. Woo. That's a big game of chess right there. Can't stay long, big dog. Checking in. Thumbs up. Hundreds up. Salutes Vernon Himes on the check-in. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Ed the Hip Hop Guru, a bit late to the session. It's all good, sir. Catch the replay, though. Hit that like button. Salutes. Jonathan said, for some reason, I got a video recommendation on how the U.S. is considering taking out the cartels and civilians will be a price to pay. That's a fact. Civilians are always going to pay a price. All right, let me try this shit one more game.
Foundation lady. And she went to Berkeley. She's a scientist. Progressive stuff.
Giving security.
I advise him that's pretty close. Congress about the you look around at the but Mexico, that's pretty close. That's pretty close.
Do you actually? Are you just saying that, or you actually think that the U.S. could send special forces into Mexico to combat this situation?
I not only say that, I've spoken to Congress about these issues, so I know that this is very much on both sides of the aisle. That's very much on their mind.
Do you advise them that that's a good idea?
No, I advise them that's a horrible idea. The humanitarian, the wave of humanity that it's going to create is going to be completely unstoppable. I mean, you can line up every single Marine you have in Pendleton on the border. They're going to still, that wave is going to be like nothing in history. Either you make that border fence irrelevant with an armed incursion into Mexico, or you now have a new Puerto Rico.
Oh, have a new Puerto Rico. 298 said, I'm telling you, this fool's wilding. Shit. Whew. That's crazy talk. It's right there, but he said it. They talking about it on both sides of the aisle. You know? They talking about it on both sides of the aisle. It's crazy. Again, at the end of the day, the people that do lose, Hip Hop Guru said Mexicans will win, but the people that will lose is the Mexican people. Mexico just got to feed everyone polvo. That's what's happening already. JFL says still didn't make sense. Yeah, I don't see none of that shit happening, really. If that happens, that's just a fucking crash out for the country moment. JFL said, get him on the podcast. Let's have a panel. We'll have Ed Calderon, Luis Chaparro, Oakland Links, the Flores twins, and Camilo Ochoa all on one panel, right? And little broken Spanish me in the middle trying to mediate that shit. Salutes. Chucky said Ed Calderon is into Santeria and Palo Mayambe. He admits it in his interviews with Conejo from Tax Collector. That's crazy-ish. Yeah, dude probably got mad skeletons in his closet. They're definitely on his t-shirt. For free? Oh, you wildin' at the Hip Hop Guru. There's nothing free, Papa. It's never gonna happen. And the Hip Hop Guru said get Ed Calderon and the twins. That's not a bad one. JFL said everything sounded normal till he brought up Puerto Rico. He basically saying take over. That's what they did. The Puerto Rican people suffer over that shit though. The U.S. is no friend to the places that they colonize. But Les said that would be crazy. You seen that cartel starting lineup right there? Salutes. Vernon Hines said they do that, they will poison every load. That's a fact. Gonna end all of these. Ed Calderon speaks better English than me. Salutes Ed the Hip Hop Guru. The video I heard was that the generals and the president were in talks about it, kind of like what happened with Bin Laden. Ivan said they ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, I don't think they'll do shit. I think the most they could do is try to do what they did with the Contras, you know, give support to whoever they want to win and shit like that. Pick a dog in the fight, but I don't see them doing no other shit, you know. And Mexico will never be a Puerto Rico. Damn, broke my heart, but you're right. I agree. I don't see that happening either. You know, Mexico's an island in the ocean. You know, I mean, Puerto Rico's an island in the ocean. Mexico's a fucking continent. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Salutes to y'all though. I appreciate y'all being here. We've been kicking it. I'm trying to figure out how to give memberships to the people I want to give memberships to. Salutes. Stop that. Stop this. That's crazy talk. It seems like there might be a part 2 of this interview. I guess this was just a clip. No, there might be a part 2 of this interview coming. Cause this was today, and doesn't say part 1, but I think it will be a part 1. They didn't sound like their conversation was over. 298 said they ain't gonna do an MFing thing. Yeah, I don't think so either. Just gonna keep doing what they've been doing. To specific people. I'm trying to figure out how to get these next 5 memberships into specific hands. Puerto Rico beautiful, repping Barrio Fajardo. Salutes. Vernon said, I'm a member, ain't I? No, sir. No, sir. I'm trying to figure out those. I'm trying to figure out how to gift the next 5 memberships to specific people. I don't know if it's possible. I believe it is. Just trying to figure out how to do it, and I think it just does it. Because you guys gotta opt in to receive it, to receive the membership. You gotta be ready. I'll play y'all a little tutorial. Let's see. Let's see. Now that we're here, salute to y'all. Honey's up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all. We've been hanging out for, I don't know, almost 2 hours now. You see Kendrick getting backlash for not showing love to Latinos. Cali is about to have a race war again. They going backwards. Yeah, that even sounds stupid. You know what I'm saying? The show was specifically on Juneteenth. Stop it. Stop it. Stop feeling slighted when nobody's slighting you. You know? On Juneteenth, and that dude OGZ still performed. And supposedly he's one of the Mexican dudes from the area. Like, stop it. He didn't let no, but there was a bunch of people up there that he tried to keep it a LA thing as far as the rappers went. Like, stop. JFL said Fajardo's a beautiful place, definitely. And I will definitely be back to Culebra and Vieques. Brennerheim says, if I got to have a card or something, I won't be able to see it. No, when I gift them, it pops up in here, and I guess you click it, and then you gotta make sure that you accepting gifts is on. It's a whole thing. We're gonna try again. I'll learn by the time next month comes around. Salutes. All right. Yeah, it was a dope show. They wildin'. Brandon Hines, I'll catch you next time. Got the grandkids. Salutes to the grandkids. Go on, be a granddaddy. Salutes to you. Appreciate you. Yeah, it was a great show. They need to stop that shit, man. And like you said, don't move backwards. This was a step forward. All right. And to all the Mexican dudes that and rappers and shit, when are y'all gonna put y'all people together and put them on stage? Handle that shit without gunning each other down. You know what I'm saying? But again, this was done on Juneteenth. I wouldn't expect them to be upset if y'all did something on Mexican Independence Day and you didn't invite them on stage and you didn't invite them to be, you know, part of the show. What are you talking about? Let's use common sense. But no, some of us allow the can't get right on the team to speak for everybody and to say, nah, that's fucked up, bro. They slighted us. Nah, he just always looking for some hot shit. He just always looking for a problem. Why are we listening to this motherfucker? But nobody asks himself that question. They just keep listening to this motherfucker. Does that make sense? It frustrates me. And it ain't no different in a Mexican hood, in a black hood, in a Puerto Rican hood, whatever the fuck. People are people. And that's how people act. Exactly. Velez said it won't happen in Cali. Too much division there. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday. He laughed in my face when I told him, wouldn't that be something dope to have all those nations on stage? He said, are you crazy? The whole building will go up. You know, we've done it on smaller scales, but on that scale, it's a different level. You know? But, you know, he said it won't happen in Cali. Too much division with the South and the North. Then don't ask to be on somebody else's peaceful stage when they're trying to have a moment. You know what I mean? What the fuck are we talking about here? Shia, I forgot to tell you, I just had the Puerto Rican rice for the first time this weekend. All right. I want to ask two questions. First, I want to ask from where? If it was homemade or whatever. And did you enjoy it? Because if you didn't enjoy it, then I'm going to ask you where. So go ahead. Let me know what happened. 298 says, sounds like some crying bitches to me, Shy. It's just weird. Like, everybody want to stick somebody up for something all the time. You didn't do this for me. You didn't give me that. The fuck? What did you do? What'd you do? I don't know, man. I don't know, but when we hit 30 likes, then I'll give away the other 5 memberships and just hope that they go to the people that been here. And if they don't worry. We're going to keep doing this shit until we figure out how to do it the right way. And then I'm going to handpick everybody that's going to get the free 1-month membership, and they can go on from there. And whenever I decide to give memberships, it's going to go to those people. So salutes. I appreciate you. Who got the best Puerto Rican food? There's a couple places. You talking about in general? I mean, I don't know in general. Salutes to my Puerto Rican people. Salutes. I love that ish. Had ham in it and everything. Salutes. Good. Glad you had that experience. Gotta have that Puerto Rican food experience. Puerto Rican food just as dangerous as the women. All right. Let's see. Let's see how we can make sure everybody's at least opted in.
Here's how to opt into receiving a...
Here we go. Let me check this out.
Here's how...
You gotta relax, buddy.
To opt into receiving a gifted membership whilst on a live stream on your phone. The first thing you want to do is click on the join button. This will open up the membership page. You want to click on the kebab menu, also known as the 3-dot menu. You'll see some options open at the bottom. Click on gift settings. That will open up and you'll see an option to...
There you go. Y'all got to do this. Make sure you do this. Maybe that's why it ran and gave it to them other people and didn't give it to y'all. Make sure that this is on. So go to the join button. Hit the join button like he just did. Go to gift settings.
Click on the join button. This will open up the membership page. You want to click on the kebab menu, also known as the 3-dot menu. You'll see some options.
Then hit the gift settings. Gift settings.
Options open at the bottom. Click on gift settings. That will open up and you'll see an option to
allow gifts on this channel. Boom. Y'all hit that, you got a better chance of getting that that membership. In general, where can I put up? In Chicago? Put up on Fullerton at Ponce. Ponce will take care of you. Ponce has been one of the pillars for a while. There's also La Delicias, Armitage and Cicero, Las Delicias. Ponce's on Fullerton, like Fullerton and Tripp area. Yeah, I'd say those two. I had the Pig, Lechon, and PR along the highway, NPR. Oh, you want to know where you could pull up NPR? I'm telling you Chicago. But NPR, you can pull up anywhere. It's going to hit. 298 says, Shy, since we on Puerto Rico, what's up with Matias getting his ass whooped? Did he get his ass whooped? I missed all of that, man. I'm telling you, I can't keep up. Just trying to keep this alive and taking up all my time. That's another place that's in, hopefully Puerto Rico gets a grip on itself and the U.S. lets it go. Yeah, those two places is dope in Chicago. Yeah. Yes, sir. So make sure y'all are opted in because once we hit 30 likes, I'm going to gift the other 5 subs and hope that some of my usual suspects get it. If not, we will try again when I get my 10 subs back up. All right, if we get a sponsor between there and getting here and there, I'll be doing that shit too. Dropping membership. Salutes. All right, let me see what else I could find to look at real quick. Let's talk about the kid Johnnie that we talked about the other day real quick. What do we have here? Teen charged in Johnnie Amir Rivera's slaying ordered detained while awaiting trial. Rayshawn Comer, 16, faces multiple felony charges including first-degree murder, first-degree unaliving, and discharging a firearm that caused unaliving in addition to 2 other charges related to prior warrants, police said. Right? All right, rest in peace, Johnnie. From what I understand, from talking to his family, very astute young man, very smart young man, extremely loved and loving young man. And he was taken away 7 years old with, I don't even want to say, what I heard, what caliber I heard hit him. He should have never had that. That should have never been part of his life. A teen boy charged with fatally unaliving a 7-year-old boy on the near west side has been ordered detained while awaiting trial. Rayshawn Comer, 16, made his first court appearance Saturday. Comer faces multiple felony charges, including first-degree murder and discharging a firearm that caused unaliving, in addition to 2 other charges related to prior warrants, Chicago police said. Comer has been charged as an adult, rightfully so. Rightfully so. He was arrested Thursday. You want to play big boy games? Well, come deal with these big boy consequences. He was arrested Thursday, 2 days after the fatal shooting of a 7-year-old Johnnie Amir Rivera. Johnnie had just left his home about 3 p.m. Tuesday in the 2300 block of West Jackson Boulevard when shots were fired and he was struck in the back. Chicago police and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said. Multiple witnesses and police officers identified Comer on surveillance video walking toward the area of Johnnie's home and firing a rifle, according to court documents. See, my understanding is, I guess they were beefing in the street. My understanding is he wasn't just aiming at the apartment complex and spraying. He was busting at somebody else out there. It's my understanding. Again, things will change as we go on. Salutes. Make sure y'all hit the like button. 3 more likes will give away 5 memberships. Responding officers rendered aid to the boy, then rushed him to Stroger Hospital in their squad car. Johnnie was pronounced unalive at the hospital shortly after arriving, police said. Johnnie's mother, Yolanda Berrios, described him as Spider-Man in real life and a daredevil, who was equally as likely to be singing along to Didi Osama songs as he was to be showing others love or helping those in the community around him. The 7-year-old was on track to start football this year and would ask her every day when it was starting. He was bringing a cooking pot to a neighbor when he was shot. That was my man at the house, Berrios told the Sun-Times. He just loves. He'd do anything for anybody. He was just a kid. Berrios said that despite the arrest and charges, the situation was still an injustice for her. He took a piece of me that I'm never going to get back. I have no words for him. I have no remorse for him. He can still eat. He can still breathe. He can still reach out to his family, and my son can't do that. He took him from us before he could start his life. She said her main purpose now is keeping... See, now that's the newspaper that put that quote in the wrong place. She said her main purpose now is keeping her son's name alive. She led a peace march yesterday and will be doing another balloon release at a billboard unveiling in his honor Saturday night at the corner of 1st and Cermak. We're going to do whatever we can to be around each other and uplift each other, Berrios said. I might be his mom and I might be demolished, but he touched other lives too, and I have to help those people help me. We're going to show up and show out for him. We have to go all out for this boy. More than a dozen shell casings from a rifle were found at the scene, though the weapon believed to be used in the shooting hasn't been found. From a rifle, people, from a rifle. A witness told police that Comer said he would have nightmares about what he did and that he didn't mean to do that. As Comer was being taken into custody, a 9mm gun was thrown from the window of his residence. According to a police report, the weapon was recovered. Johnnie's life was taken from him. Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling said there's no excuse for the violence. A GoFundMe for the family has raised more than $32,000 of a $50,000 goal by Sunday afternoon. This is why I read this whole thing was for this piece right here. Because we didn't learn nothing new from the article, but it says right here, at least 172 juveniles have been shot in Chicago this year, according to Snelling. Johnnie is the 8th child, age 15 or younger, to have been fatally shot this year, according to the Sun-Times homicide data. There you have it. Here's what it is. All right, rest in peace, Johnnie. Condolences to the family. Shit is crazy. Jonathan said it's so much heartbreak in Chicago. Rest in peace to Matias. Wait, I'm lost here. Hold on. Or maybe you lost me. Ponce, La Delicias. I felt a way that Pebs ain't give me a membership. Yeah, I don't think she could give it specific. She says you can, but I ain't figured it out yet. Hope Matias gets back up. Getting beat at home is not fun. Yeah, no, rest in peace, Jaimani. Salutes. When will we start protecting our children and showing them love, especially as summer's starting and his life has so much potential? Yeah, it's an ongoing series of events that seems to happen in this city way too fucking often. For him to be the 8th under 15 years old this year, you know, we ain't even in July. Fuck are we talking about here? Salutes. 3 more likes, y'all. If you out there and you have yet to hit the like button, please do. All right, make sure you have gifts allowed and you've opted into getting gifts so that I can give 5 subs. I'll be dropping a members video. I might shoot it tomorrow and edit it the next day and drop it. It'll be an IRL, me out doing something in real life. So, salutes. Boom. 2 more likes and we will give away 5 memberships. Salutes to the Ghost Watchers. Make sure you hit the subscribe. And stop fucking around. Right? My understanding is if you even mention other video platforms, they ghost you. You don't get no love from YouTube. You mention the wrong words. It's like, bro, I can't be careful with every word I say already. The Gabriel Fernandez story broke my heart. I believe I covered that story. Yep. It's a sad one. Again, these children be failed early. You know? Damn D's getting 1.1 thousand people in his live right now. I can't believe that shit. All right, that's an inside Section 8 thing. But damn D got 1.1 and I'm sitting here struggling, working hard for the people. I have to turn this into a TikTok dance channel and shit. Salutes. Let me see what else. Again, I'm putting together all of the allegations and stuff that I've heard about Drake. We're going to put that together. And I'm going to do a live stream with the homie Zaya. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Kendrick. We're going to talk about the use of the word pedophile. How people are throwing it around. We're going to just talk about all of that. We're going to have it's going to be a good live stream. So keep on the lookout for that. I'll be working on that this week. All right. Chuck it, gonna say, come on, Ghost Watchers. Maybe it's just us in here. Maybe there's no Ghost Watchers left. If you're a Ghost Watcher, put your hand up in the chat. Oh, you can't. You got to subscribe for at least 5 minutes to talk in the chat. It'd be like that. Again, I don't really care about, all the hullabaloo about, likes and this and that. I try to make it as enjoyable as I can for the people that want to watch me. You know what I mean? And I know if there's 20 of you, there's 20,000 of y'all out there, So I appreciate y'all being here. I ain't worried. We don't hit goals. We don't hit goals. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I won't compromise what I do and how I do it. What I talk about, my subject matter, any of that shit, If I feel like coming up here and covering bunnies one day, I'm going to cover bunnies. It is what it is. All right? G-Baby in the Hardball movie. I don't remember that movie. So that I said, Shy and chat, I have to go. Mommy duty calls. I'll try to listen as much as I can. If I can't hear, I have to catch the replay. Catch you later. Salutes to you. You ain't going to miss much. We're going to be out of here soon. I appreciate you. We one like away from that 30. We're going to get that 30. I'm going to give these out, and we're going to start shutting down. Salutes. When Drake started, I thought he was Kanye, then Lil Wayne. He been fake. You could probably find me on record for many, many years, and you could talk to people that'll tell you that I just always said, first album was great. Everything else sounded like that, and I don't believe him. You know what I'm saying? Salutes. Salutes, Rilo, the newest member. Appreciate you, sir. Welcome to the Il Cartel. All right, salutes Rilo on the membership. Wow, you see our Usual Suspects gif up there? For those, if you haven't seen that movie, it's a classic. All right. Salutes to Rilo on the team. Appreciate you, sir. Boom, he got his little badge shining up there right now. What does it say? I can't even see what it says. Let me see. Wow, it says new member. Dope little jump off. Appreciate you, Rilo, per usual. Thank you very much, sir. All right, boom. One more like, and I'll give away the other 5. What we talking about? But yeah, so I'm gonna do my thing. With Drake, yeah, I don't believe him, and it's hard. I gotta believe you. And then when I hear all of these different examples of him stealing music from people and people accusing him of this, and there being, reference tracks out there, it's like, if you'll do that, you'll do a lot of things. So, at the end of the day, though, I want to be fair and I want to break it all down and see if Kendrick is jumping to conclusions or if there is something behind everything he had to say, because I don't know how you'd stand on it so hard that you do that record 6 times at the Forum. You know what I'm saying? And you standing on these claims, music or not. So let's see if there's smoke. Let's see if there's fire. All right? Salutes. So we'll be doing that soon. Like, as soon as I could put a little folder together with all, I want to get all the lyrics together and all of that. And then boom, I'll hit up Zaya for a date and we'll get that popping. Jonathan said, welcome, Rilo. Only one way out of this membership. Damn. Salutes. Triple Extentacion had beef because he stole his style. And even if he didn't steal his style, if he stole one record from him, that's too much. And if you're willing to do that, if you're that thirsty for success, then you're no different than what I said about Robin Williams, that he was so thirsty to kill, had so much pressure to make people laugh, that he stepped out of his character and took things, even though he paid for them. Took them first. Had to be confronted in some occasions. You know what I'm saying? Drake, if you had to do that, Drake, then you're like a YouTuber that got to go out of his way to make some fake shit happen because you're struggling for views. It's the same thing, you know? So if you just take people's music because you thirsty for a hit, like, I don't, you willing to do a lot of dirty things. Yo, I don't even know what the fuck Jonathan talking about. He said, I was watching Get Hard last night. Paused. I don't even know what that means. All right? Salutes Rilo on the check-in. It must be some kind of gangster movie because he said Rilo ain't got but one way out of this membership, all right? You got jumped in today, sir. JFL says, slowly but surely, shall we going places? My life story, slowly but surely, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's get that 30th like. If you in here and you have yet to hit the like button, please do. I'm sure somebody's walked in. If you haven't, it's all good. What else? But yeah, so we spoke on that. We spoke on the Latinos being upset in Cali over the concert. They wilding. They need to stop that shit. Stop that shit. I plan to do some what's it called? Some shorts. Shorts bring subscribers. My thing is, if those subscribers subscribe over those shorts and don't watch nothing else, then they're really not helping this channel, you know? And I'd rather not even bother with it. Boom, we got 30 likes. We about to do it. Mark and Mindy was a biter, a.k.a. Robin Williams. Yeah, he was a brilliant man. But it's just no taking away from the fact that, he would take jokes. That's just a fact. Salute Perfecto J77. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Make sure y'all opted in. So if you haven't, go opt in, hit the join button, hit the little 3 buttons, hit the gift settings, allow gifts. All right, I'm going to give you a couple seconds to do that. And then I'm going to drop these 3, and who knows, maybe it'll go to somebody that's in this chat right now. Maybe it'll go to somebody we ain't seen since episode 1, season 1 of Cartel Surviving El Chapo. So that's the case. If there is a way for me to give it to specific people, I will learn how off stream and we will make that happen. All right. Again, I appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple seconds to do that. I'm gonna go down the chat before that. Shout out Ivan. He kept his word. He was back at 7. Salutes. Salutes Güero, Zoraida, Young Jizzle, 298 Sosa, Rilo. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining the members. I appreciate you. Jessica Chavez, another member. Salutes. Salutes Big June. I appreciate you, sir. Chucky Chingon per usual. 298 Sosa. Thank you. Dan Sosa. Appreciate you coming through. Upper Echelon. Always a pleasure, sir. Oso. Salutes to you, my brother. What else we got here? Gang, Young Jizzle, salutes, bro. Velez, I appreciate you. Salutes to you for being here. JFL, always a pleasure, sir. Ivan Livas, thank you for your input. 323G, I forgot to give you a shout out, but salutes to you. I appreciate you. I saw your name in there earlier. Shout out to all the new members. Y'all got gifted. Maybe y'all will be around. Maybe you won't. Shout out Venom, Jorge Alvarez, Big Heck, William Palmer, and Dan Finder. Salutes to y'all. Alonzo5150, thank you for the new subscription. We appreciate you coming through. Ed the Hip Hop Guru, always a pleasure, bro. Vernon Himes, doing his granddaddy duty. Salutes to you, sir. Well done. Eddie Jimenez, salutes. All right, we are back to the bottom. All right, salutes Jonathan Pantoja. You ain't watched that movie, Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart, and T.I.? I have not. So I'm missing out on something, ain't I? Thank you, sir, for putting me on. All right, Jessica Chavez, absolutely sad. Definitely. Salutes to you. Thank you for being here. JFL, Shy is like family here. Can't wait for the next one. Salutes to you, sir. We'll be coming through down the pipeline. I'm going to do some editing, get some of these joints out, and we will do it. You guys can't see the join? See, that blows. Let me see where it's at. What kind of devices are y'all on? Apple devices or Android devices? Or because I'm on Android. I go to my channel. How about this? You don't need to join if I give you the, let's see if this works. I'll just throw the link in here and y'all could go check. Let's see. So you don't have to go find the join. Here it is. Here's the link. This should be everything that the join button gives you. And then in there, you should be able to go to gift settings and opt in to win. Salutes. Salutes, Rilo. I appreciate you. I was trying to get on the list to win one and saw something cheap, $4. Salutes. Yeah, so for those that don't know, it's $2.99 is the usual suspect level. And then there is the Il Cartel level, which is the $4.99 a month. And that one gets everything that the first one gets, including members' live streams and members' videos. Salutes. But there's the join button. Y'all make sure y'all opt in. Trying to give y'all some time to opt in. Find your gift settings. Y'all let me know if that worked. I didn't even know that I was able to gift these free 10. Again, in the future, when we got more people on the channel, there's more things going on, I'm going to implement a whole lot of things that I want to do. There's things that the homie Zaya does that I think are very good for the followership. For instance, he gives his top, I don't even know how many donors. He puts them all his donators for the month, he puts them all on one big raffle wheel, and he raffles shit off at the end of the month. Like, there's a lot of things I want to do. We just got to get these views popping. And if that means I got to try different, reacting to different things or trying to come up with different ways of doing things, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to do that and keep y'all in the loop. Let me know if that worked out better for you, 298 Sosa. Salutes. Jonathan Pantoja is a member. He's using all of the member-only emojis. One of them looks like some dude that thinks he's me. The other one is a billboard. Y'all know the significance of the billboard with a smiley emoji on it. The other one is that dog in me. The other one is the Reaper himself. Chucky Chigon said you should get Joey Diaz on. That's not a bad idea. You should get Joey Diaz on. He met up with the dude he kidnapped here in Tucson at Fox Theater. Dude lives here now. I guess Joey's one of his favorites. Yeah, him and dude, they cool now. Joey's a character, man. God love Joey Diaz, man. Salutes to Joey Diaz. All right, I hope y'all got it figured out. Let me know y'all got it figured out. All right, now we got more members in there. We can start I'll start member polls and shit like that tomorrow. I didn't know either, G. I'm gonna get a membership anyway. Salutes to you, bro. I appreciate you. All right, I'm about to hit this. Members. I'm gonna give away 5 more memberships. Right here, right now. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, the New York Dad got a membership. Salute. That's one of the homies. All right. So yeah, I think it's giving it to people that's just been on here for a while, or I don't know. I don't know how it's working, but I'm gonna figure it out. Shout out Nefarious, Paul Eggy, the New York Dad, John Jones, and Auto Key Security Services. Right? They all got memberships. I'll put out some membership stuff tomorrow. We'll see how active they are. Hopefully, the next time I give out memberships, don't give it out to the same people. I'm going to figure out how this works. If I'm able to give it to specific people, I will do that because I want to do that. Because there's a lot of people that deserve it, right? Again, to the people that, if you cannot support the channel on a membership level, you will be losing nothing. You'll still get everything you always get. My hard work and dedication. Eddie Jimenez said, bro, been trying to find that gift settings option. When you're tech illiterate as I am, I'm not surprised I can't find it. I'll try again next time. Thanks, bro. Good luck to everyone. Salutes to you, Miss Eddie Jimenez. You're always appreciated here, sir. Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. Salutes. We'll get it figured out. It is technology. Technology's a son of a bitch sometimes. Right? Ivan said, got my burner phones. Can't be plugging in debit card numbers. Salutes. No worries. Again, y'all will be losing nothing. All right? That said, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. All right, we done gone through the chat. Salutes to the New York Dad. That's the only person that I really know right there that got himself a membership. So salutes to him. He'll check in. Salutes to you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through. We hung out today. It was a good little sit down. And I appreciate you guys. Chucky said, balling on a budget right now, but I'll get one soon. Trust me, I was trying to get you. I was trying to get 298. I just don't understand how this works, but I'm gonna get it figured out. Don't worry. Eddie Jimenez said, congratulations to the new members, and I know what it is to be balling on a budget. I appreciate you. What else? That's about it, man. We got a dude talking about putting boots on the ground in Mexico. We'll see. We'll look out for part 2 of that. If y'all see it before me, drop it in the Discord. Again, if you haven't joined our Discord, please do. If you have yet to become a subscriber, please do. I wanted today to be our 7,000 sub show, but it looks like it might force me to go live tomorrow. Tomorrow might be our 7,000. Well, you know what? Tomorrow's not you probably won't even see me tomorrow. If you see me tomorrow, it'll be very early. We'll see if we hit this 7,000. Maybe we'll just do a 7,000 live real quick or whatever. But tomorrow's going to be a busy one. So I got some real life shit to do. Salutes, all right? Salutes, Chucky Chigon. Salutes, Rilo. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate all my donos. Appreciate you, Jonathan. Salutes to you, Rilo. Appreciate you. Y'all have a great night. And I will see y'all on maybe Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? If I don't see you tomorrow, you never know what happens. You know what I mean? So, salutes to y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. With that said, we might as well do this right here. Y'all have a good evening. And we'll get to it.
If you can hear these visions, then take a long, hard listen through the walls of this prison. I'ma show the world something. In case you haven't seen the signs, they rather I not give you peace in the mind. Cause I'm here to show the world something. And that made me a threat. They wage war and that made me a vet. Cause I'm here to show the world something. Lighters up, heads high, your battle scars and the stars in line. Let's make this clear. We don't know why the fuck we here, where we end up when it's done, or why it's something to fear. How it started, who made the call, we know nothing at all. Just instincts holding on when you sleep and you fall. The ability to share love, the humility to share blood. We have a will to help us change us. We have a reason, our belief in what we can't touch, what we can do to make it useful and enhance us. That's all I got for answers. If you and I were to unite, we cure the fucking cancer. Slay the beast, reign supreme, build the future faster. Pass up every bastard that been looking past us. Hands up, hand us back the culture. We can patch up the holes dug up by the vultures. We can handle the havoc in hell when it's unholstered. Slug to the shell, back in the pistol before it's over. If you can hear these visions, then take a long, hard listen through the walls of this prison. In case you haven't seen the signs, they rather I not give you peace in the mind. And that made me a threat. They wage war and that made me a vet. Lighters up, heads high, your battle scars and the stars in line. Young Thundercat wanna rap, spit that flow. As long as the gap blow, he can get that dough. He thinking it's all he knows, cause it's all he's told. He has yet to get a taste of what he don't know. What it's like to be alone when your family is gone, cause you putting them all in danger, bringing bullshit home. When your bitch has enough of your shit and she hit the bricks, and your brother from another trying to slip her the dick. When the walls get thick behind bars and brick, cause you stood in front of a judge and watched someone you love. Detailed in the script, telling all of your shit. You realize you're getting buried in the hole that you dug. Most times, things are nothing like you imagine. We tend to see the romantic and never question the damage we cause with these flaws. I'm asking for answers and you just grasping at these straws. If you can hear these visions, then take a long, hard listen through the walls of this prison. In case you haven't seen the signs, they rather I not give you peace in the mind. And that made me a threat. They wage war and that made me a vet. Lighters up, heads high, your battle scars and the stars in line. Change something, show the whole world you can make something. Create something, we got nothing to take nothing. You stay front and you walk in the stage and say nothing. Say something, you standing over the grave dumping dirt on your own, the shovel, the chrome, the same function. The powder, the charge, the bullet right through your brain function. The future's the past, the system is crashed. There's a virus in your iris, third eye made of glass. Learn to feel, differentiate the false from the real. Religion from human spirit, you survive through your will. Family first, nurture your own. They gon' pass the knowledge on the generations long after you gone. Question it all, think for yourself. Accept your mistakes. When you fail, never forget how it felt. Teach someone something instead of bitching about the cards you was dealt. Only then will your presence be felt. If you can hear these visions, then take a long, hard listen through the walls of this prison. In case you haven't seen the signs, they rather I not give you peace in the mind. And that made me a threat. They wage war and that made me a vet. I'm here to show the world something. Lighters up, heads high, your battle scars and the stars in line. Alright, 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 alright. Change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun. This is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up. Life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us. This why you scared. They over the hilltop. I see them right there. They'll wait for the kill shot. They'll sit and they'll stare. If we got a real shot for us, it's up there. We're hopeless if we stop. They'll kill us right here. Living in death's den. Run through the best winds. Storming the front gates. Whatever gets us in. Whatever gets us over. Whatever helps us win. Whatever we must do. Rescuing our kids. As long as they get through it. Don't matter if we live. God chose to bless you. I'll take all that death gives. I'm into this war ends. In memory of dead friends. In hope of a new way when all of this death ends. Who can we call on? It's me and it's all y'all. We're here by our lonesome. Nobody to fall on. Flesh in the dirt. Fire fire to ashes. Fate getting closer every moment that passes. Running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. Show me a safe place, does it exist? It must be a wasteland where nobody lives, that nobody knows of, where nobody's been. Where we at is warfare every time you can get. What you can't get is real love or fucking respect. Set up for failure, a life of neglect. If none of us stand up, we'll live with regrets. If we rise, we might die, I call that a good death. What would I live for if I am oppressed? How can I raise up with the world on my chest? Who's gonna save us if you and I rest? They shoot us in cold blood when under arrest. Lock us in cold cells, consider it home now. Cut off from emotion, our feelings are stone now. Our buildings are blown out, the madness is so loud. It's dark and there's no sound, we gotta go now. Running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared. The illness is prevalent, natives malevolent. Hunger, starvation now, no hope for a heaven sent. Kiss the babies goodbye, say I love you to wives. Grab your weapons, get your steps in, we gon' ride when it rise. The sun mean what when it's blinding your eyes? Put the wind to your back, leave them facing the sky. Put the pain in the dirt, raise your bloody fist high. Use your brain, do the work, strategize and survive. The rush of the dust up, the thrill of the gun buzz. The satisfaction of our reaction when there's no one to help us. The spoils of war, the hunger for more. The passion of how we smashing what we hate through the floor. The rage, the loneliness of dead on the page. To cleanse this land, gotta burn more than the sage. Crush the cage, body and soul unafraid. Kill them all and set them ablaze. No running away, no one is there. No one to save us, nothing to spare. How can I change what? We landed here. It's not the same sun, this is despair. One of us came up, none of us cared. They want to change up, life isn't fair. It's how we made, huh? Now you aware. It's why you fear us, this why you scared.